So guys, is it time for A-Reece to go and do an interview with Burati at Choppin It? X-Global is doing damage to a lot of shit and I think he has to be stopped. So according to X-Global, Reece is really the bad guy and no one is really coming out to support whatever he's saying. I guess it's time for him to put down the phone and stop tweeting a lot of that shit cause he's ruining his career. We've literally seen Flame coming out to deny some of the things he said on the podcast or even on Twitter. Now Krish, who was also part of TWC, came out to post an Instagram story. And you know when Krish talks, you know that this is really bad because he's really a quiet guy. And the story goes on to say, maturity is so crucial. And again posted, telling your story is cool but throwing niggas under the bus says a lot about you as a person. So from this post right here, Krish is basically saying X-Global is immature for doing all of this. And again says X-Global is throwing niggas under the bus. So guys, I don't think all these people who are part of the wrecking crew can come out and just deny everything X-Global is saying. It means that somehow he's telling lies. He's ruining the interview he did with Zingah cause at this point all that he's doing is affecting his image negatively. He should have just left everything out at the point when he stopped recording the interview and just kept his mouth shut. Now he's coming out to show us how proud he is to be doing this kind of a thing. He posted on his IG story to say, do you know how talented you have to be to get people to watch you for 2 hours and 48 minutes? That's damn near 3 hours. I can't even finish a movie that's literally 1 hour without dozing off. And I watched this podcast almost 10 times. It's definitely a good one. And wrote at the top, this is what you call entertainment. And it's so immature of him to come out and call shaming people's careers entertainment. Like what the fuck, bro? You literally did so much by going to the podcast and lying, if those are really lies. Now coming out to just talk trash on Twitter and call this entertainment is just childish. If A-Reece was not as famous as he is now, if he didn't have so much friends as he does now, X-Global wouldn't even be doing all of this. Black people are actually known for bringing each other down. Now some truth prevails yet again. It is said that the Holding Hands music video was actually shot in Randburg and not Italy. Like who would have imagined? A user came out to say to Morel, the founder of Clout Cassette,
Clout Cassette, you know, my nigga Morel's trying to put up his own thing.
Question is, where did you guys shoot Holding Hands? And he replied by saying, Randburg. And that's actually wild because I was out here celebrating in 2019 that A-Reece made it out to Italy just for a video shoot. And while speaking of Morel, he also came out to address his situation with A-Reece and how they separated. A user had asked on Twitter, I always wondered why Clout Cassette stopped making y'all's videos. And Clout Cassette replied by saying, I, Morel, had a fallout with A-Reece after confronting him about how I didn't like how I was getting involved as one of the crew members. And how they were talking to me with entitlement when it came to videos. I was never there to shoot for the whole gang, so I was seen otherwise. Damn guys, it's really hectic. The boy really made sure when it comes to this separation thing with his boys. And again he said, I feel the same as Flame. I was literally just clearing my side. Now I'm involved. I've tried to solve my issues with A-Reece personally, but he ignored me because he got y'all. The writers, what y'all call yourselves, put any weight before a writer that fits you. So A-Reece basically ignores everyone who tries to come back to him for reconciliation. I guess this is not only starting now with Flame and Mesh Beats, he's been not picking up the phone. Then after all of that, X-Global posted screenshots of himself talking with Morale on WhatsApp and Morale was just going off on how A-Reece doesn't know how to keep boundaries, how Reece is cold-hearted and all of those things. So after Morale saw the post by X, he came out to say, didn't expect you to post this, but I want to make it clear that I'm not picking a side. You and Reece always made decisions together. You cleared your side, I acknowledge that, but there's two sides to a story. And just from this statement, it shows that Morale doesn't entirely agree with X-Global. So basically, X-Global is the real villain here. Now niggas can't have private conversations with him cause he posts everything. And now since they say there are two sides to a story, it's now in Zingah's hands to try and get the boy to come and chop it up, just so we can have the other side of the story. A user even asked Zingah on Twitter to get the boy, and he replied by saying, I'll do my best, although I assume X made it a bit more impossible. Do you guys think Reece could come and chop it up with Burati? Comment your thoughts down below. And according to me, I highly think Reece can come to the podcast cause he really fucks with Zingah heavily, but he wouldn't agree to address the TWC situation. I think he would rather address it on a song. And moving on again, the ghost guy that was talked about on the podcast.
Shop, it's me and Ghost Pipito at that time. He's the one that drove me.
The one who used to drive the wrecking crew to places with his cars when they had nothing came out to say, never ever inherit beefs trying to prove your loyalty cause when the two reconcile, you'll be left out of the side looking stupid. And I assume this is him trying to say, I won't entertain this as I might be left in this shit cause he fucks with both Reece and X-Global. OG move with that. And lastly, in 2021, after A-Reece and Mesh split up, A user named Butlali Matabuke rolled out a summary of what happened for the wrecking crew and the rubber band gang to split. He posted, summary, point number 1, whole verse on confrontation is a lie. It's a nice verse, but a lie. Point number 2, Raquel got mess kicked out of house and caused the beef. Point number 3, Raquel uses dark stuff. Point number 4, writer credits are not being given. Point number 5, Jody kicked the boy out of the crib. Point number 6, Echo a bitch. And it's so interesting how all of this is coming out to be proven correct. But then I don't understand the part where the user said, Raquel uses dark stuff at point number 3. Like, what is that? Anyone who knows what that means can just comment down below. Anyway guys, that is the end of the video. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Peace out.